All right, so if you were in class today and were still kind of confused on how to go from an electric field to a potential graph, you have to keep in mind that the electric field gives you the slope of the potential. So when I look at these lines here, I think about this is a zero electric field, which means my voltage is going to have zero slope. Now, don't forget about this negative because when we have values, which is going to be the next section, then we want to flip the sign of that. So a zero slope, a lot of my students want to put it on the zero line, but it doesn't have to be on that line. You definitely can have a zero slope anywhere on the voltage axis. And specifically for this one, they didn't tell us what the starting voltage was. So I'm going to put it up in the positive side because I know I'm going to need space below. In this scenario, I've got a constant positive electric field. A positive electric field means a negative slope. And the slope is constant, so it just slowly decreases in a nice linear fashion. When we get into these sections where I've got a changing slope, this one's going down and this one is increasing, those are a little bit harder. But anytime you see changing lines like this, just think about the slope has to change and that creates a curve. Now we have to think about, is it a concave up curve or a concave down curve? And that's when the slope value or the electric field values come in. So I start off up here, which is a positive electric field. That is going to represent a negative steep slope because it's a high positive value. At the bottom, I've got a zero slope. That means that it needs to flatten out to horizontal. So when I represent that on the graph, I need a negative steep slope that flattens out to zero, and that's a concave up curve. After that, I have an easy one again because it's a zero slope, which is perfectly horizontal. Again, it doesn't have to be on the zero axis. And then here, we think about the starting position. That's a zero slope, which means that it's horizontal to start. And then it goes up again to a positive electric field, which again represents a negative, because it's opposite, steep slope. So in this scenario, I start off with a flat slope. And then I still have to keep going negative, but it's going to steepen out toward the bottom. So a nice concave, and I'm butchering it now that I'm trying to perfect it, but it's going to go nice, smooth concave down for that last bit.